Hey y'all, welcome to Vlogmas Day 9. This video is a little bit of an oddball. There was supposed to be a lot more footage included here that just didn't end up making it because of technical issues that I was having with recording and with my phone. And eventually I had to switch to a different recording device that I'm much less familiar with. But anyhow, today you're going to see me putting up some garland over this doorway. This is the doorway between our living room and our dining area that also is attached to our kitchen. And the garland I'm hanging up is a garland that normally in past years is hanging under the mantle, but it's a little bit fragile just because it's old and it's got, multiple like pine cones and all this other kind of stuff attached into it. And I just knew my kids would not be leaving it alone. So we went with a different garland this year under the mantle that's a little bit more kid friendly. But I was really miss having this out, so I decided to hang it up over this entryway. And it's not the most beautiful thing. In the end, you'll see by the pictures it looks a little scraggly and not fluffed out very well. But it makes this doorway much more festive, regardless of the admittedly poor execution of hanging this. The other part of the video that you're going to be seeing is probably not something that you'll see on a lot of homemaking channels. It's actually me mending some books that my kids have just absolutely destroyed. And I say that in a loving way. They really love to read and, look at books and flip through them. So these books go through a lot of wear and tear. And also some of these books are very old. Some of them my sister passed on to me from her kids, and her kids are about 10 years older than my youngest. So the books have been through 4 kids at this point. So I think they've held up well for the amount of people they've been through. But yeah, some of them are pretty scraggly. I'm not going to do voiceover over that part because I do have the camera close enough where I am kind of talking every so often. But we had been repairing them with, some Scotch tape, and I finally broke down and just got some book tape because it works so much better at repairing books. And I know a lot of people can use packing tape too instead of ordering the book tape, but I just find it much harder to work with the packing tape. Like once that is in a specific spot, it is not budging. And with book tape, you have a little bit more flexibility. But I also had technical filming difficulties with that, so you only see me repair about half the books. But hopefully that is somewhat interesting. That is part of homemaking in my mind, just fixing and mending the small everyday items that you use. And I am certainly not an expert at fixing books. I am fixing them to just be good enough, not perfect, because I know they're probably going to get torn up again. But this is me finishing hanging up this garland. I'm putting a little bow that I already have up here, and it's pretty small for what I'm wanting it to do. I'm wanting it to hide where it's hanging on that middle hook. And you'll see in the picture I post here in just a minute that it doesn't do a great job at that. But like I said, it's still much more festive than it was before hanging this up there. So I'm quite happy with it. Alright, hopefully you can see these. A lot of these books are just ruined, and you can see we've repaired them with Scotch tape before and it just doesn't hold up well. And packing tape is just a little bit difficult to use. So I got some book tape. Really need like an X-Acto knife, but we have one. I'm just a little bit too lazy to go get it right now. Because we are going for good enough, because these books are just absolutely trashed anyway. So good enough, it's back in one piece. This one, just the spine's coming off. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, that one's simple enough. This is a great book, by the way. It's got all these nice flaps. And it's surprisingly hardy. Another one. There I go. Clifford the Big Red Dog. I'll actually put another piece of tape here. I think I'm gonna make it not close. It's fine. This one's another one where the spine's messed up, but this one makes noise, so the wires are actually exposed on this, so we need to make sure this one is repaired where he's not going to be able to mess with it too much anymore.